The following has been brought to you by SJP World Media.
Hall of blame, no opinions are the same. Lovely chocolate in the bin for the poll, who will win? Cream soda wrestling, pimple dick ranting, air fryer Brussels sprouts, Maxi often cheats. Hey yo, let's start the show, CWF are set to go, many movies I won't know, such a fiasco. Max v. Cy was pretty crap, probably won't go back to that. Max needs to wear a hat, and he sometimes cheats. Hogan is a liar, but Barry Windham is the
worst
thing. Hogan is a liar, hear all about it on Chain Wrestling.
Just on your phone there, are we?
Oh, mate, honestly, the pressure, mate, the pressure. It's when the show goes live, we get a little countdown in the corner, don't we? Saying you're live in like 2 minutes, 1 minute, 30 seconds, whatever, right? And then you say, okay, I'm putting the countdown on now. And the countdown goes up, and then the intro plays, and I know I've got 90 seconds or whatever it may well be to jump on Twitter and share the show. But I want to share the show because we're live via the SJP World Media Twitter handle, aren't we? We're on the Twitter, the SJP World Media one. Yeah. Right. So I want to share it with that, but also share it with a YouTube link attached as well.
Okay.
Right. But and then I feel under pressure to get it done before the show begins. So
easy solution.
What's that?
You are literally sat in front of a screen that is connected to the interwebs.
Yeah.
Open a tab.
Yeah.
Log into your Twitter.
I don't have nothing like that on here.
You don't have the internet and you don't have Twitter.
No, I don't. No. I have the internet. Obviously, that's why I'm here now on my laptop, dumbass. I don't have any of my social medias on my laptop or anything.
Well, that'd be really hard to type in your login details, wouldn't it?
You know what? I don't know if I remember my passwords.
Surely Google remembers your password.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, dodgy that, isn't it? Dodgy doing that. Ah, dear me. How are you anyway, mate? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. On a day late, but really good. It's been glorious weather. Digested the weekend's jam-packed, filled wrestling, which was absolutely brilliant. So
there was.
I'm in a jolly fan mood.
Yeah, there was a lot. Are you really? Because you seemed grumpy at the start. Before we actually went live, you were
moaning. Was that to throw you off? Was that to throw you off the scent? No, I'm never grumpy. I'm always a happy-go-lucky kind of go with the flow sort of person. I never get angry or hold a grudge or hate anybody and everybody for making us watch ridiculous matches. No, I'm never like that.
No? That's the biggest load of bullshit I've heard.
Rude. Very, very rude.
But we'll get into that in a minute, Maxie, won't we, I think? And we've got a massive bumper non-wrestling topic. Oh, my word, do we get a lot of responses to this. Really looking forward to diving into this one. So much to get on with. So on that note, my friend, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever and whenever you may be watching or listening from. This is Chain Wrestling Live, an SJP World Media production, episode 176. We're really fast approaching episode 200, Max. We should do something special for that, shouldn't we?
6 episodes away from 150 live.
Oh my word! Is it really? Oh, do you know what this week is as well?
It's the middle of July.
Yes, it's 4 years ago this week we did our first live.
Wow, so we've essentially missed 50 weeks then.
Yeah.
That's a 1 in 4 hit rate that we've missed.
Yeah.
We are unprofessional. We're so unprofessional, aren't we?
The 12th, I think it was.
4
the 12th
years.
Of,
wow.
The 12th of July, I think it was the first live one came out.
That's
It
amazing.
came up on my Facebook memories thing, a little link to the show. So I clicked on it and I watched the first 2 or 3 minutes. Nobody go and do that. Fuck me.
What a roller coaster of a journey it's been. 4 years.
Yeah,
we've both grown as podcasters and entertainers and people in general. I think we've become arguably less professional than we did at the beginning. But
without a doubt,
there's not been a week where we haven't had an absolute ball of a time. So yeah, 4 years. Yeah. Here's to the next 4 weeks.
We should do 4 weeks. We should do something really for like the 50th live or the 200th episode overall. We should do something, shouldn't we?
Maybe some of the CDF can give us some ideas of what we could do to celebrate.
What a good shite. What a good shite. Yeah, let us know in the chat, or if you're listening on the audio version, at @chain_wrestling on Facebook and Twitter and Blue Sky, etc. But anyway, as I was saying, I am Si, and with me, as always, is the Alundra Blaze to my no sunny days. Have you seen the most recent picture of her? My word, it's a shame, isn't it?
Who, Sunny or Alundra Blaze?
Sunny.
She's not still inside?
Yeah, she is not looking as well as she once did, shall we say. The looking lean.
To be fair, she hasn't looked like she did.
No, this is true. This is true.
I was talking then, and you just cut me off to carry on.
I did, yeah. Yeah, have we got a little bit of a delay going on this evening? Have we got a problem with this? You're just pretending to be frozen, though.
I've got the stupid little Wi-Fi signal in the middle, in the top corner.
I've not got that. But
then my internet is absolutely fine. So I don't know what the issue is.
Yeah, my internet's fine as well. So it might be an issue with StreamYard again. Yeah, we had this at the beginning of last week and it cleared up, didn't it? So we'll see how it goes.
1 second. Let's switch to a different.
What are you doing, Max? Okay. Looks like we have a few internet issues. Maxie is switching to a different network. I think he was trying.
No,
hang on. I can hear him. I can hear him. I can hear you, but you're not moving.
Am I back?
There you go.
No.
I can see and hear you now. Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Okay. I've still got the little internet signal, but this is going to be fun, isn't it?
Have you still got issues, have you? Because it's fine my end. I can see and hear you.
Fine. Yeah, I've got the. Okay, well, we'll carry on. I mean, you're not moving, but never mind. Hopefully, it'll fix itself.
The little wobbly internet signal's a StreamYard issue, I think. Because we had this last week, didn't we? When we started, StreamYard were being silly then.
Well, I've got that, but I've just tested mine, and I've got nearly 500 meg. So
yeah, mine's running fine as well.
Come on, StreamYard.
Fuck's sake, the amount of money we pay for you piece of shit. Anyway, like I was saying, joining me this week is a podcaster who has made an even more disturbing thumbnail than last week, if that was at all fucking possible. Lord Max. It's good to see you, my friend.
Hello. Yeah, same. I love your thumbnail. My first AI generated thumbnail. And I it wasn't Chat GPT, but it was a similar kind of thing. And I asked that thumbnail to put your head on Sherry Martel's body. Now, it didn't know you were first, so it came up with just a
Dare it
random.
not know who I am.
Yeah, but it came up with a random person and a random body. So I actually fed your picture into the AI, and it come up with that glorious monstrosity, which I think is quite a good picture. Very lifelike. You look incredibly happy with yourself. I think with your weight loss and your, but I was speaking to Mrs. Maggs and showed her, and she was like, "Oh dear God, that's horrific." And I said, "Do you know, push come to shove, I was a bit lonely. I could see myself getting it on with Sam Martel." She said, "What about the beard?" I said, "I'd use that for purchase, for leverage,
gripping."
Yeah,
for gripping. Dear me.
Yeah.
Yes, it scares me a little bit. It's done some weird things to my nose, and my teeth are a little bit
Cleaner.
turkey-fied, aren't they? Yeah. Yeah, I ain't too sure about all that, mate.
I like that you've focused on your chest and leg muscles. I also like that putting our pictures on here leaves your groin area in full show.
Yeah. Which is odd because I thought my assets were a bit higher. As Rick Rude said, it's an upper body business, kid.
Although on that picture you have got those kind of assets as well.
Yeah, this is true. The wrestling this weekend, then, Magsy. There was a lot of it, wasn't there? How much did you manage to take in? What did you enjoy? What did you not enjoy?
Okay, so I think I sent you a picture where I showed you I was triple screening. So I had AEW on, NXT, and I was also farming on Farming Simulator. At one point, I had AEW, NXT, and UFC on at the same time. So I was actually quadruple screening. But yeah, I watched pretty much all of the weekend's wrestling, and I fucking enjoyed the majority of it. AEW's All In might be my favorite pay-per-view of the year so far. Incredibly long, but there wasn't really a match that I thought was bad. Okada versus Omega was out of this world. The main event was superb. The tag match with the Bucks went a little bit too long and had a little bit too many false finishes, but still a very enjoyable match. The Casino Battle Royals, really good. So yeah, I was very, very impressed with AEW. NXT at the same time, we can argue all day about the counter programming and whether it's a shitty move by WWE. It was, if it wasn't a business and it's all about making money. And
that's exactly it.
You've got to put as much content out there to combat your competitors taking a slice of the pie. So I have no problem with the counter programming. But NXT, absolutely superb show, brilliant from start to finish. And then Evolution, I was a little bit worried that with the booking really not happening at all, that maybe it'd be not a brilliant show. I was proven wrong. The ladies absolutely knocked it out of the park. It probably was better than the first Evolution. I think I enjoyed it more. I think every match was an absolute banger. And then to cap it all off, we got the final end of Goldberg, which was amazing. And to kick a man when he's down, they cut off his farewell speech after about 15 seconds, which I thought was fucking brilliant. So yeah, I was very happy
Yes.
this weekend.
I've only seen bits and bobs of the AEW show.
No, yeah,
Little
because what
clips
were
and
you
so
on
on.
this important weekend of wrestling? What exactly were you watching at that time?
At that time, when
Yes.
AEW was on, so what was that, about 8 o'clock ish, I was watching the Dead City with
And The
missus.
Walking Dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. We got to the end of it. The ending
Turn
seemed a
in
little
your
bit.
wrestling fan card. Turn it in.
Why?
For not watching all of the shows live all at the same time.
Mate, I don't watch this fucking modern shit.
You honestly, you missed out. AW was brilliant. I mean, I will criticize AW when they deserve it, but no, they knocked it out of the park. Absolutely brilliant. Tony Storm was a revelation against Mercedes Moné. What a brilliant match that was. It was just really good all around.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, like I said, the clips of it I've seen were very good, but I kind of fell out of love with AW a while back, as you know. It's not must see for me anymore. They've got to try and win us back, I think, in this household. Maybe they could have with that pay-per-view, but we didn't watch any of the build-up to actually jump. And we didn't realise as well that it was on at the time it was on. So that might have, if we knew, maybe we'd have changed our mind. I don't know. We'll see. But I watched Saturday night's main event. Enjoyed the show. That was quite good.
I felt bad for Seth Rollins.
Yeah, big shame. Yeah,
they're
big shame.
They're clearly building a huge storyline with him and Breaker and Bronson Reed, Paul Heyman. But yeah, what a horrific timing to get injured. And good that they called it on the fly and let LA Knight pick up the victory. Believe that was Seth's actual call for him to just basically get the match over and done with. But yeah, what a shame.
Yeah, big shame. Yeah, it was. Obviously WCW influenced as well, of course. The Goldberg stuff was fun for me. It may not be the greatest match in the world, of course, but it was good fun.
We got a 14-minute Goldberg match. Who knew he could do that?
Don't get that very often, my word. I watched the Evolution pay-per-view, or PLE, or whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it all the way through. It was decent enough. I enjoyed the cash in at the end as well. That was good. It was a good weekend. I mean, the Battle Royal as well. Now, normally, I've said this on the show before, haven't I? Battle Royals aren't my cup of tea. And I think they've brilliantly got around the issues with Battle Royals by how they structure a Royal Rumble and have people coming in bit by bit. Now, the Battle Royal, again, not my cup of tea, but once they eliminated a load of the people, you could see what was going on. There's a bit more speed, whatever. It became a really good match. So yeah, I think they did quite well all round. To be fair,
yeah, absolutely, I agree.
Yeah, there we go. Should we dive into the chat, mate? A bit late actually this week. We normally go in a bit earlier, don't we? But let's dive into the chat and see who has joined us.
So first off is the first lady of the SJP network. It's Sharon, and she says it's Wednesday night. No one's sure what that means. It means that yesterday life happened, and today we roll with the punches. We book it on the fly, Sharon, because that's how good we are. And then we have Matt reposting the stream for us. Thank you very much, Matt. We massively appreciate it.
Indeed, thank you.
But then he apologizes for being late. No need to apologize. So it's just good to see your cute little face knocking around these parts. He also understands the pressure you have of retweeting because he does it during the volley. I mean, same. Open up a tab. In fact, open up 2 tabs, one with the YouTube link, one with Twitter, and then just drag and drop, piece of piss. And then he says, Matt says, and to be fair, he doesn't use social media on his laptop. Well, you're kind of hamstringing yourself, aren't you? It's pretty much your own fault. Chris MC in the chat, and he says, Wednesday night means late night of bingo at Harold's Coffee Shop. Yes,
Is that our friend Chris Mangle? Chris MC joining us in the YouTube chat for the very first time ever.
Welcome in, and if anyone offends you, just tell us and we'll ban them. So
now we won't do fuck all, mate. What you say? Tell Sharon, she'll sort out.
Yeah, and that's what we meant by ban them. We'll just set Sharon on him.
Yeah.
Matt says, a day late, but not a dollar short. Looking forward to the NWT, even if I have nothing to contribute. Matt, I'll make up for yours because I went in on this topic. I loved this topic. It was the best. Connor says, Wednesday again, utter woke nonsense. Listen, Connor, we're lefties. That's what we do. And then he says, I've been watching you guys for 4 years. Insane. It is. I mean, and look how you've grown in that time, Connor. You've grown from someone who was a little bit shy, a little bit nervous, into you.
Accent then. I thought you were going to go, look how you've grown, Connor. You've grown from someone who's a little bit shy.
I mean, that could have also been true. But I mean, he's grown into.
We've been doing this. Connor's only like fucking 14 now, isn't he?
No, I think he's like, are you 20? I think he's 20.
Okay,
Sure,
I remember
20.
when Connor was 18.
Yeah.
Connor, are you 18? How old are you, Connor?
But
because I'm concerned
but
now
we're
that
proud of how you've grown, basically.
Yeah.
I was just going to say.
Yeah. But I'm concerned that he started watching this show at far too young an age and we've corrupted him.
I mean, that is possible. And Connor might be the face of the group that we've corrupted. Yeah.
Yeah.
There may be
Connor.
may be like an undercurrent of people who don't comment, but we've mentally tortured.
We are responsible for how awful this new generation is. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, we've created these woke snowflakes. We'll go back to Matt, and he said celebration idea for episode 200. If my maths is right, it's around Halloween, a CWF costume contest. Now we had one of them a couple of years ago, and it was brilliant. So really good. And we have, and I always like to dress up. Remember that one time we were dressed up as the Legion of Doom and you didn't, and I definitely did. That was fun.
Yeah.
When I literally couldn't dress up as Legion of Doom, and then you didn't.
Yeah, there were reasons at the time. I can't remember what they are now. My mask, actually, that I wore one year is just there.
I've still got my plague doctor mask and the hat.
Yeah, that was good. That one you had then was good.
That was a wanker to wear though. I had to take the plastic glasses out because it just steamed up.
The business though.
Yeah, it did. I mean, I put effort in. You put on a clean pair of pants.
I like it though, Matt. I like it. A celebration idea. 200. Oh, you're back. Okay, you're back.
Oh, we're gone again. I didn't even realise. Well, that perfectly times these two comments from Sharon saying about my internet. It's not my internet. It is definitely StreamYard. Fuck you, StreamYard, for taking our money and providing with terrible service. Matt says he gets that Wi-Fi signal always. Matt's internet sponsored by Dan Griffin. And I'm gone, and I'm back. Then Matt says, I get the Wi-Fi signal all the time when I'm next to the blaster thing. Yeah, I've literally got down here, I've got a man mesh booster. So I get super fast internet for everything apart from StreamYard.
Yeah, it's mad. I don't get it. It's so annoying. So annoying.
Comment of the day so far. Sarah Martel would turn Matt straight.
Okay. Well, is that a compliment? I guess so. Thank you. What?
I think
I'll take it as a compliment.
I think he just likes chicks with dicks.
Let's move on.
Then Matt says, and this is controversial, he says, to be fair, Bret Hart was such a dick. He said they should have cut it off as soon as they started his music for the entrance. Bret needs to go away immediately. I thought that's a brilliant comment.
Oh, it's funny. Yeah.
He still holds a grudge from having his brain caved in. So I think we can give him a bit of leeway for that.
No, I don't know, because I love Bret. But the issue I've got is nowadays, the majority of people start a sentence with, I love Bret Hart. There's always a but. And that's because Bret is so negative and whingy.
And we're froze again.
A lot of the stuff he says. Hello. What
We just keep having a random freezing.
Did I freeze then, or?
Well, I don't know. It probably me on some ones and probably you on others.
Yeah. Okay. Brett, he's never got anything good to say about anyone or anything, and I think that's a real shame. And I think that's a testament to him more than anything else. Yes, he might have had a rough ride in the wrestling business, but also the wrestling business made him an incredibly wealthy man, famous the world over. Just every now and again, you got to think, get over it, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also, you haven't got to have a bitch about every single topic that's put in front of you every single time. Cut one nice interview. Do you know what I mean?
I suppose, but we bitch about every topic that's put in front of us.
No, we don't. No, we don't. Well, we were very positive about all the wrestling just then, actually. Literally 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, but every episode, bar none, we have whinged about something.
Well, you have. You're very negative.
I'm not happy with the way you're portraying me, so we're gonna move on now. Matt says this may be in the top 5 Goldberg matches ever. Shows how good Gunter is. I mean, it's hard to even say though because he's not had that many good matches. Could it be top 3?
No, it's definitely not top 3. Definitely not top 3.
So what is Goldberg's top 3 matches then? The one with Hogan. That's it.
No.
You can't watch that 3 times.
Yeah, you can. That's fucking brilliant.
No, but I mean, you can't rank it 3 times.
No. Oh, I see. Hogan DDP, Halloween Havoc 98 is... Sorry, Goldberg DDP, Hogan Halloween Havoc 98 is very, very good. Hogan. Goldberg Scott Hall from the same Dome show actually is good as well. It depends who his partner is in the ring, doesn't it? He needs help.
They have to be the good wrestler, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So I wouldn't put it in the top 3. Maybe I don't know. I don't think top 5 either. He's had some decent showings. He's very one-dimensional, but when you know how to book him, you can get a good performance or a good story to tell at least. You know.
Yeah. I mean, we'll agree to disagree. Chris then says, as the old guy here, rest in peace, amazing kung fu. It needs saying.
Ah, okay. The Amazing Kung Fu. Yes. He wrestled on the World of Sport, didn't he, back in the day? Hamill, was that his last name? Something Hamill, I believe. Apologies, my knowledge isn't up to scratch on this. I've got a poster downstairs that was bought for me as a Christmas present by my sister many, many years ago. And it's a very old publicity poster for ITV Wrestling, and it's got images in black and white of numerous wrestlers who are going to appear at the ITV Wrestling World of Sport shows.
You love your black and white wrestling, don't you?
Oh, mate. One of them is actually it says young Davy Boy Smith on there, and he's about 12. It's ridiculous. His arms are no bigger than mine. It's insane. And one of them was Kung Fu. And if it's the image I'm thinking of, in the face at this point, he bared a weird little resemblance to John Moxley, with pre-beard sort of thing.
Okay,
yeah. Hamill. Oh, there you go. Chris in the chat saying, yeah, Eddie Hamill. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll try and get a picture of that poster from downstairs and get it up on our Twitter so people can see what I'm on about. But yeah.
Rest in peace. Thanks Rest in peace to everything you've done.
Gentleman, yeah.
Graham from Good Cop Bad Cop says, evening, gents. I'm a little late, but just hearing the Sunny talk, did you hear that after JR's wife died, she offered to be his girlfriend and look at.
Yeah, I did.
I mean, with 90% of us in this have probably seen the Sunny Side Up video or clips of it. JR did very well to turn that down. You are such a liar. Just because Sharon's in the chat. You are such a liar.
Apparently, she said that she is this is to JR. She said that she's a very good cook. She'll make sure he's taken care of food-wise, and she's very good in the bedroom. She'll make sure he's took care of boyfriend-wise, I believe was the term.
I mean, then JR may well be the oldest person to ever get the clap.
He's been slipping it to the other lass, hasn't he? What's her name?
JR. JR's been slipping it to someone, has he?
Yeah.
Who?
What's her name? The lass from WCW.
Medusa.
No, not Medusa.
Major Guns.
No, you're thinking too recent. We're going back.
Pamela Paul Shot, whatever she was called.
No. Oh, somebody in the chat will give us a shout. They'll know. She
Jacqueline.
ran. Missy Hyatt.
Get fucked. No.
Apparently they were seeing each other for a while recently, yeah.
Let's move on. Connor says he'll be 22 at the end of the month.
So you were 18 when we started live, so it's not our fault. You're an adult at that point.
Matt says to Graham, Jesus tap dancing Christ regarding Sonny and JR. Can you that I mean, you get some weird relationships in wrestling, but Jesus Christ, that's horrific. That is horrific.
He'd have been dead by now if he was with her.
Yeah, Matt says Bret Hart now is just old man shouting at clouds. I mean, he was that when he was still wrestling. When he was literally complaining about the wrestling, as he was a participant, he was still old man shouting at clouds.
You're not supposed to cheer the baddies. I'm a good guy. Like me, please.
Matt says Triple H versus Goldberg Survivor Series 2003.
Yes, that's a good one, yeah.
And Matt, now shockingly, Matt says he never wants to see that Sonny video. I wish I could unsee it, Matt.
I think for the purpose of Matt's journalistic integrity, he should watch that video, and then they should do a good cop, bad cop special and report it.
Yeah, he should
watching.
It'll be the one time we will let you pay homage to chain wrestling. You have to watch and then review it.
Yeah.
And then link to another porn afterwards.
Link to another Chain Wrestling After Dark. We will link from one porn video to another.
Oh, God. And then we'll end on this one. Graham saying Sar throwing devil's advocates at Matt. Brilliant. Brilliant.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Magsy, we have got a massive bumper non-wrestling topic, of course, and we're already half an hour in. Have you got anything you want to share with us before we get on with the non-wrestling topic?
No, let's go for it because, like I said, this is a doozy of a topic.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Non-wrestling topic time.
Good God Almighty, there will be no wrestling talk here. Business is about to pick up on chain wrestling. Side Lord Max, please cut it out.
Are you sitting comfortably?
Okie dokie then, here we go. What are you laughing at?
That it's just the burping chicken just tickles me every time.
Angry chicken. Yes, our non-wrestling topic this week is a great shout by Mr. Mags. We are looking at songs with hidden meanings, or the meanings of particular songs, whether misunderstood, hidden, or even well-known, and you just like the meaning of them. They could be funny, serious, scary, whatever you fancied. And my word, as always, you guys did not let us down. Magsy, I will take to Twitter. Why did I say it like that? Twitter?
I don't know. Why do you do any of the things that you do?
I don't know. Speaking of which, actually, I've got a bit of a poem to pick. That's not right. A bone to pick with our good friend Morty from the Morty and Fitz show, and of course, Wrestling News Time Machine out every Friday via the SJP World Media Network. Sporting a lovely Wrestling News Time Machine T-shirt there. Look, Magsy, look at that. I listened to our good friend Morty's visit to Bang Bang podcast last week.
Okay.
Have you heard any of this, Max?
No.
No. Okay. I don't know why I said no like that either. That was weird. No.
I said it again.
Oh yeah, the topic of chain wrestling and various other aspects of podcasting came up early in the episode.
Oh, did it now?
It did, and only in passing. And Morty said with Andy, who we love Andy a bit, Bang Bang Andy, absolute top bloke, huge part of our community, massive influence to so many of us. Part of the Wrestling News Time Machine podcast is we look back on what was going on in the world in these certain times, including the music, the top 10 of the time, and so on. So they made a joke about the fact that they do that on Bang Bang as well. Morty then said that there's a pecking order he feels, having working with me now for a podcast, watching chain wrestling, and Morty doing the Morty and Fitch podcast and so on as well, because all these podcasts are linked. He said Wrestling News Time Machine is like a mix of Bang Bang and chain wrestling with a little bit something different thrown in as well. Okay. And he said that he has to tolerate Fitch's bullshit when he does Fitch's the Morty and Fitch show. Yeah. He has to put up with Fitch's stupidity, and he has to go along with that. Right. He then said that he has the same feelings with me and him on our show.
I'm shocked.
He has to put up with my nonsense.
I mean, I might be jumping the gun and he slagged me off in this conversation as well, but I can relate to that.
Right.
You are the Fitch of this episode, of this show.
Well, he also said then there's some kind of pecking order, it seems, or like, food chain with Magsy at the top, because Mags also has to put up with size nonsense on chain wrestling.
I mean, I wouldn't put myself at the top of the food chain on the SJP network, but I'm in the top one. No,
Morty, you bastard.
Mort, I am nowhere near the top of this chain. I turn up, act like a clown, and disappear. Sa is definitely the glue that holds all this together, and that's why I tolerate his bullshit.
Yeah, it's all an act. I'm actually an incredibly intelligent person. And, everything I say.
I mean, he's not even from Gloucester. He's not even from Gloucester.
I play. Yeah, this is it. Anyway, I'll read them out in the order they came into us. We begin on Twitter then with our good friend Connor at Connor Knows Footy. He says, the song Bodies by the Sex Pistols is about a woman who had an abortion. Didn't know that until I got to reading the lyrics. Pretty dark shit if you ask me, but that's punk for you. Okay.
There's a lot of songs about abortion. A hell of a lot.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. Decent album, that, by the Sex Pistols, but do you think they're a bit overrated, Magsy, the Pistols? Or
I was never a massive punk lover.
No, not me. No.
Just wasn't my style. The fact that people still talk about them now and this have influenced artists who are around today, are they overrated? No, I don't think they can be overrated.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. I enjoyed the album they did, but yeah. Okay. Connor continues. Since we're on the topic about songs and song meanings, yes, Connor, we are. The Dead Kennedys song, Holiday in Cambodia, is about Pol Pot and the Cambodian genocide. Fucking hell, that's a little rare sunshine for us there, eh?
I mean, it kind of gives it away with the fact it mentions Cambodia. I'm just interested why Connor's into so much like punk. Connor, you don't give off a punk vibe. With you being a massive punk. Yeah, I mean, this is not like pop punk. This isn't your Avril Lavigne like bollocks. This is like proper message punk.
I don't know. You go Avril Lavigne. Fuck me. I was going to say like people dislike it when I say it, but like Green Day, for example. I mean, what was the name it was given? Like pop punk, skater punk, and all that. Yeah. Connor's talking proper punk, late 70s, mid 70s.
Like Rage Against the establishment style punk. Very interesting. Yeah. Connor, you are a man of many layers, sir. Many
like
layers.
An onion. Connor also says here, the song Code Blue by TSOL is about a necrophiliac. Lovely. Lie back and crack open a cold one. Connor and Connor finishes up by saying, I love punk, but Jesus Christ, it's some dark subject matter. Yeah, and then you get other punk songs where they just repeat the same word 3 times in the chorus, and that's all they've got for you because they can't really play their instruments and stuff. It's quite a scope, isn't it, between different artists in that genre?
Yeah, I mean, in that, punk is one of those genres where you get some really out there artists who are making very interesting music and giving very important messages, and then you get posers, don't you? You get a lot of posers who just want to look like they're angry and they want to spark their hair up and wear eye makeup, and then they talk about how bad it was at Eton. So a lot of chances in punk.
Yes, indeed. Chris Bellis at Real Chris Bellis on Twitter. He says, you haven't lived until you've read the lyrics to Cliff Richard Drinks from the Skulls of His Enemies by Yorkshire grindcore stalwarts Raised by Owls. Released after the search of his Berkshire apartment, the lyrics are very prominent. As a song, it's right up Si's alley. Do you know what? I went to search for this and I sent myself a link so I could listen to it and then completely forgot I'd done it.
Shock.
So I'm going to go back and definitely check that out.
I mean,
Richard Drinks from the Skulls of His Enemies. Why?
And another song that's kind of lays on the meaning thick with a trowel with that title. But yeah, I mean, again, they've got an axe to grind about Cliff Richard, and they've gone in hard on him.
They have indeed. I'm sure he doesn't mind though. Ben at Largely Speaking on Twitter, he said, "What's wrong with you?"
Just that very tickled me.
Ben says, "Remember when everyone was mad for Blinding Lights by The Weeknd? Turns out that song was actually about drink driving. Read the lyrics; it's pretty dark." Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, a lot of The Weeknd songs have very dark topics. I Can't Feel My Face is about getting high off cocaine. Starboy is about a drug dealer. So yeah, he has very interesting stories in his songs.
Okay, interesting. Ben also continues, Learn to Fly by the Foo Fighters is one of my favourite songs. I even have some of the lyrics tattooed on me. I always thought there was so much meaning to the lyrics. Then I saw an interview with Dave Grohl, and he said it was about, well, there was no meaning. It was just that he wanted to be a pilot.
Now, off topic, the video to that song is brilliant because it's got a little cameo with Tenacious D, Jack Black, and is it Kyle? Where they get all the pilots high when they're trying to stash their druggedy drugs.
Yeah, no, that is good. And Dave Grohl plays several different characters in the plane, doesn't he, as well? Is that right?
Yeah, he's a
woman.
Quite good. I think all the band play different characters on the plane. He also plays the devil in Tenacious D's video for Tribute.
Yeah, he drums on it as well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ben also says, The Darkness Growing on Me. It's all about Justin Hawkins' battle with pubic lice. Lovely. Yeah. I wonder how many people have used that as like a wedding song or a first dance or something like that. And
I mean, we'll get onto the list I've got later, but quite a few of the ones I've got, the bands are horrified that their songs are used as wedding songs. They're like, this is not the song you think it is.
Yes. Ah, dear me. At Pigs Bladders on Twitter, he says, lots of songs have hidden meanings. Adri's a Slag by the Toy Dolls. Apparently, it's about... It's not that hidden, is it? Apparently, it's about Deirdre Barlow from Coronation Street being a slag. But as I never watched it, I never knew the depths of her slagginess, and I still don't to this day. Oh, yeah, she's you know, she's like the second-hand dartboard down that place, mate. So many
What?
pricks.
I mean, was she though? She was
Yeah.
with Ken for ages.
Yeah, and then she cheated on Ken with that fella that Ken was always fighting with. What was his name?
Mark
Right.
Mark
And
Baldwin.
then she had to go with the Asian dude who had the shop.
Samir.
Yeah.
Oh no, Dev Patel. Yeah, she did.
There you go. Right, yeah.
And then she married Samir, who got killed on the canal, and she got the
so
blame.
That's 4 on the same fucking street.
Yeah, but she's been on there for ages.
Yeah, but still, cast your net a bit further, love. Fuck me. Don't shit where you eat. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, going round the neighbours, yeah, fair enough. But the show is quite closed in. There's probably not a person on that show who hasn't at least been tommed by 2 different people who live next door to each other.
Yeah, okay. Matt Butler on Twitter. Oh, we haven't heard of Matt for a little while, have we? That's good.
Hey, Matt,
Great
hope
to
you're
hear
doing
from you,
well.
mate.
I mean, I knew a music topic would always pull Matt out of his slumber because he absolutely loves his music.
At Trey Butler on Twitter, by the way, if you want to go give him a follow. He says, "Where is my mind?" by the Pixies. Most think of it as counterculture and anarchy due to its use in the film Fight Club. The song is actually about scuba diving.
That's
brilliant.
That's the Orange Cassidy's track as well, isn't it?
That's right. That's right. Yep.
So Orange Cassidy's track, who is kind of like the counter culture wrestler, his song is about scuba diving.
Yeah.
Amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Class. He used to come out in scuba diving gear. He'd win loads.
He did it. He had that Mimosa match. Remember, he could have won that by wearing the scuba diving stuff.
If he had one of those big 2 canisters on his back for the air when you go scuba diving, he would never get pinned. Yeah,
because you can't hold his shoulders back.
There you go.
Unless you did a Brian Christopher and Scotty Tuaire and brought a bottle of shampoo in to attach it to him. Then you pin his shoulders to the ground.
Oh, that was clever, wasn't it?
It was very clever.
Very clever. Matt continues. Electronic all my life. Getting away with it. Johnny Marr wrote this banger of a track as part of 90s supergroup Some That Marr Tennant. What most don't know is it's a diss track about Marr's former Smiths bandmate Morrissey. Okay, yeah, they didn't get along, did they?
Yeah, he's a wanker, isn't he, Morrissey?
Mm-hmm.
He's brilliantly talented, but a bit of a wanker.
Has he cancelled more shows like last week or the week before or something like that?
He does. He does this. He's very apolitical,
shows
isn't
all
he?
the time. Yeah.
I mean, he was the inspiration for the topic. So I subscribe to a YouTube channel called Trash Theory, and they do very long form videos about a certain song or a certain band, and they talk about how the band got to that position and what that band's effect on their music genre is. Really, really interesting. And they covered the hidden meaning behind the Smith song Hand the DJ. And they think that it's about Jimmy Savile. Now, Morrissey has claimed it's about another song that he'd heard on the radio, and that it pissed him off that much that this vapid song was getting so much airplay that he was angry at Radio 1 for playing it. But it turns out that song he was talking about wasn't released till like 3 years after Hang the DJ was released.
Okay.
And you followed some of the lyrics about that panic in the streets of London, panic in the streets of Humberside, and then he mentions harding and running down the back alleys of Leeds in the song, and that's obviously where Savile did a lot of his molesting. So yeah, it was believed to be about Savile, and that was the inspiration for this topic.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad that we've got such a cheery output for this week. I got a habit at the moment of making you giggle when you've just had a sip of your drink, haven't I?
I know, you do it on purpose. Oh,
I don't do it intentionally. It just happens. Chris Mangor at Mangor_Chris on Twitter, coming to us from all the way on the other side of the world, taking the time to
and
message
in the
in.
chat.
I know.
which
Imagine
we,
the time difference.
Yeah, we appreciate it even more because of that.
It must be middle of the night over there. No, what would it be?
It'll
Morning.
be morning. It'll be like 8 o'clock in the
You're going to
morning.
be late for work, Chris.
He's booked the day off. It's chain wrestling day.
Fair enough. That's a good shape. That's a good shape. Chris says the Neighbours theme song. Oh, brilliant! I love it when they play along. Chris says the Neighbours theme song has a hidden meaning. Everybody needs good neighbours, and good neighbours can become good friends. I don't speak to any of mine. Brilliant. It's their loss, Chris. Fuck them.
I mean, after we've just been talking about it, surely that theme song now should apply to Coronation Street, because as we've determined, everybody on Coronation Street ends up being very good neighbours and they become more than good friends. So I think they should start stealing that theme tune.
Deirdre the whore.
Poor Deirdre.
Is there a rivalry, Chris, between you and the home and away people? Do you fight, like when they meet each other, like Summer Bay plays Ramsey Street in like football? Is it like Millwall, West Ham? Do you have to go and fight the home and away firm?
I feel that both places are not real.
Why have you got to ruin everything?
Ruin.
Just imagine Chris rocking up with his Stone Island jacket on at Summer Bay away.
Yeah.
You know?
Getting bouncer, taking bouncer to bar everyone.
Yeah, taking on Alf. Alf's got a Stanley blade in his hand. You fucking want some? Strafe. Chris also says, I frequently sing along to songs and get the lyrics wrong, so it's pointless asking me about the meanings of songs. I defer to the great songwriter Don McLean, who, when asked what his song "American Pie" means, replied, "It means I never have to work again. Lucky for Don." Yeah, that's good stuff, isn't it?
I mean, that is brilliant for Don McLean, but the truth is, it's on my list. So, American Pie is about the 1959 plane crash that killed Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper, and that's why it says in the song, "The Day the Music Died."
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. At Jimmy Evans for real on Twitter, and he's given us quite a big scope here, Maxie.
There's a lot of leg room in this. We can take it wherever we want.
He's not tried to be too specific with naming a song or even an album. Jimmy has just replied to us, any song with any meaning. So thank you, Jimmy.
Never change, Jimmy. Never ever change.
Never change. Steve-O at EliteFPL_Steve-O on Twitter. He says, I'll start with Finch's letters to you. I was listening the other day thinking, here he is, singing about writing his feelings down in a letter to the girl he loves. Fast forward 23 years, and teenagers' way of expressing feelings is stalking a girl like on all their socials, liking and commenting of every pic and video, bombard the girl with DMs until they're forced to say hi, or worse case, block them.
Yeah. That's a grim picture of today's youth, isn't it?
Yeah, it's funny how things move on as well, isn't it? We were talking about this on Wrestling News Time Machine. We recorded last week. That's going to come out in a couple of weeks' time. How things change with time and how things move on and so on. And we noticed that you don't really get flashing anymore, do you? Flashing's kind of died out. I
mean, you get digital flashing.
Yeah, that's the thing. You get like people sending dick pics, don't you?
Yeah.
You know, you don't get people with a big Mac running around flashing anymore.
I mean, the sales of Macs must have gone through the floor.
Well, we did touch upon that, and Morty looked it up, and they have.
People are just not wearing Macs anymore. Wonder why.
Yeah, you couldn't move for a flasher back in the 80s, could you? They were bloody everywhere. Nowadays, no, you don't have to leave your own house to flash someone. Just a quick snap under the covers, make sure you've got the flash on.
Talk about working from home.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. It's kind of brilliant quality content you get from Morty and I on a Friday via the SJP World Media
Amazing.
Network.
Amazing.
Steve-O continues. Yeah, we were supposed to at the time be talking about the 1984 Olympics. No idea how we got there. It's just how it was.
That's the first time Morty flashed someone, I would assume.
Yeah, maybe at the Olympics. But I don't know if he was born then, was he? Because Morty's quite a bit younger than us, isn't he?
Yeah, he's only a wee nipper.
Yeah, he's like
Maybe his dad flashed his mum, and that's how they got together. Perhaps.
Yeah,
She
maybe.
she liked the flashing, and she was interested in the dick pic, the real life dick pic. And you freeze at that.
Oh no! Everything went funny.
And
Are
you're
you
now
there?
back. Yep, you're
I'm
back.
Okay.
StreamYard.
Steve-O continues. Ice 9 Kills songs are based on horror films.
Okay.
So the lyrics are obviously based on whichever film, i.e. Chucky, Saw, American Psycho, Jaws, but to name a few. I'm glad someone's done a song about Jaws. I thought that was overdue.
A song about a murderous shark.
Yeah.
You think that was needed in the song world?
Yes, I do.
Surely
How
we've
big a
got that
star
though.
that shark was? Eh?
Surely we've already had that though.
What's that?
Is it Cocomelon or Baby Finn with Baby Shark?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Let's go
That would be
hunt. Let's go hunt.
that would be about the one in Jaws 4, wouldn't it? Because that is the baby.
Yeah, suppose it would.
You know? So look at that layers, the depth of this show. Steve-O also says, Falling in Reverse's Zombified is about how a lot of us are just too accepting of everything in this world and how the internet is the master. Now
Yep.
we don't even know. We don't even know how to be ourselves anymore, and we are just zombies. Very true. Very true.
We are. I mean, I don't personally think I am. I get very angry at people who believe everything what they read on the internet, but unfortunately, it does happen. People read a comment on X or Facebook or just some bollocks put out by a very biased media, and then all of a sudden that becomes the truth and something they live their life by. It just annoys.
Yes, it does indeed. Escape the Fate hit hard for me, Steve-O says. A lot of their songs centre around the breakup of a girlfriend or trying to win back someone. Ashley, Gorgeous Nightmare, You Are So Beautiful, Cheers to Goodbye, to name 4 that I really relate with. Okay, I think I've seen Escape. Have I seen Escape the Fate? I think
so
I have,
even like hardcore rock bands have feelings too. That shows.
Yeah. I love it when you see these different things on Facebook or Twitter coming up that show Beyonce's Single Ladies is normally on the one side. And it says 8 producers, 17 different people wrote it, and all this sort of stuff. And then it's just the lyrics of Single Ladies, yeah, who rule the world, girls rule the world, who rule the world, just over and over for like fucking 4 minutes. Then on the other side, it has music that generally tends to be looked down upon and frowned upon for various different reasons by the mainstream culture. Well, I say various reasons, the main one being that they're just uneducated about it. And it shows the songwriting talents of some of these musicians that are in metal bands and rock bands and so on. And it says one writer, one producer, and then puts their lyrics alongside it. And I love showing people that comparison as a fuck you to,
It shows that music isn't always about the talent or the genius. A lot of it is the marketing. Beyonce is marketed very, very well.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. The music industry a lot of the time is picking your favorites for you. You just don't realize that.
Because it's not only the music industry, it's also the radio stations that you listen to. The songs that they play are the songs that are likely to get popular.
At Ray Kerr on Twitter, at Ray_Kerr, sorry. He says, perfect timing of this question, considering the amount of Linkin Park I've been listening to over the last 2 weeks. Chester Bennington's lyrics for most songs hit deeper, considering he took his own life. Specifically, Crawling, and he's included some of the lyrics to Crawling here. Crawling in my skin, these wounds they will not heal. Fear is how I fall, confusing what is real. And so on. And Crawling was a really powerful song when you learned what it was about. Anyway, go and check it out. It's,
a lot of that first album is Hybrid Theory, I think it's called.
That's right. Yep, that's right.
A lot of the songs are about his abuse from his uncle.
Yep.
All of the major hits that they brought out were pretty much an allegory for how his uncle abused him and his family didn't believe him and eventually why he ended up taking his own life because he just couldn't cope with the way he'd been treated as a kid.
Yeah, very sad.
Yeah.
Very sad indeed.
What a talented guy.
Graham. Yeah, without a doubt, mate. Without a doubt. At MGB Graham on Twitter, he says, REM's The One I Love is requested a lot at weddings. Despite the lyric, a simple prop to occupy my time. Not really that hidden, he says.
Yeah, Michael Starr. This was one of the songs I was talking about earlier. Michael Starr cannot understand the fact that this is a lot of people's wedding songs. Because he said it's literally about a girl he was going out with just so he had something to do. He had no feelings for this girl whatsoever. There was no love in that relationship. And he just blows his mind. He says, read the lyrics. This is not a song for loving people.
People are so silly. And also, Graham says, Johnny Cash's Ring of Fire is in reference to the fact he liked a good Ruby and after a few points on a night out. Allegedly, he says.
I feel that might not be true, Graham.
But it was used on a chili advert, wasn't it? Do you remember?
It was also used, I think, on a jeans advert. Because, so it had this cowboy who, because jeans used to be... not staple, but the push buttons, they used to have more push buttons on them near the crotch.
Right.
Essentially, I think they were for holding chaps onto people's jeans. And this cowboy sits in front of this fire, and this metal stud heats up in front of the fire, and it burns his ring, and he's there dancing like he's got a burning ring of fire.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was an advert for Levi's.
Was it Stag Chili as well?
Yeah, I've seen that
this song. But yeah, okay. And also, whilst we have been on air, Magsy Mate, we have had a Magsy Mate. That sounds weird, doesn't it? What did I say that for?
I mean, you've done that quite a few times this episode. Said really weird things. Yeah, I don't know.
We have a message here on Twitter from Good Cop Bad Cop Wrestling Podcast at Good Bad Wrestle, and they say, I know it's not Gloucestershire, but close to the Wurzels. Their song Combine
you've got
Harvester.
A brand new Combine Harvester.
That's it. And he says, I'll give you the key. Nod, nod, wink, wink. Oh, yes. Filthy Wurzels.
That's about dogging. Is that song? Yeah.
Dogging around Gloucester.
You've got 20 acres and I've got 43.
Think of how long it would take for you to find each other, though. You'd just be wandering around fields all day.
No, but it's not about how long it would take to find. It's how long it would take people to catch you dogging. So you've got 63 dogging acres.
I see. So it's a prevention to being caught as a prevention to the act. I see.
And you're doing it in a combine harvester. You're high up, so people on ground floor can't see the dogging.
Maybe in this scenario, old Deirdre should move to Emmerdale, where there's plenty of farmland, and she can get involved in that.
Emmerdale have their own problems. They don't need a slag like Deirdre rocking around as well.
Yeah, that's true, mate. That's very true. Maxie, that's all I've got from Twitter and X and the CWF for this particular evening. I know you've got a few to give us a shout out about. So do you want to begin and let us know the ones that you're keen on?
Yeah, well, I mean, not specifically keen on the songs, but I feel I'm going to ruin quite a few songs for you in particular. Yeah. So let's because I've got quite a few, let's speed run through them. So we'll start with Delilah by Tom Jones. Everybody knows that song. Very loving song. It sounds like, doesn't it? Like my Delilah. Wow. That song is about a bloke who stabs his girlfriend because she cheats. Next.
That one I was aware of.
Okay, so next, this is a bit more of a modern one. Pumped Up Kicks by Foster the People. It's the one that is sung through a megaphone. And it's got a very kind of cheery beat. And the band wanted to see just what they could get past the record companies. So they sing this song very upbeat. And it's actually a song about a mass school shooting in the same vein as Columbine. So that's good. Let's go to Outkast next and their song Hey Ya. And again, another very upbeat, peppy song. That's about being in a relationship that you are both definitely unhappy about, but you can't be bothered to change it, so you just stick in the relationship.
All been there, mate, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. Every Breath You Take by The Police. This is a pretty famous one. Again, another song that people have as wedding songs and things like that. But this is a stalker's manifesto, essentially. This was Sting's vow to stalk his ex-girlfriend. So that's fun, isn't it?
Super creepy as well if it's the Crow version of Sting just hanging around outside your house as opposed to Surfer Sting.
I mean, yeah, but it's less creepy than Dustin Rhodes in white makeup hanging outside your window.
Very true. Very true.
Next, we'll go Born in the USA by The Boss, Bruce Springsteen. Now that's America. It's an anthem. It's really about how America turned its back on the Vietnam War veterans, like the pricks that Americans are. One that not old, obviously Connor's fan. But one that not a lot of people have heard of. I don't think it was a massive hit over here, but I think it's a really good song. A song called The Way by Fastball. Again, a very peppy kind of middle of the road rock song, but it's actually about a true story where an elderly couple, the woman who had severe Alzheimer's and then the man who had just recovered from brain surgery, they go on a trip to a local festival, but they end up being found dead in the car at the bottom of a ravine, hundreds and hundreds of miles away from where they actually intended to go.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah.
What's that one called again, sorry?
The Way by Fastball.
Okay.
Macarena. Everyone knows that, don't they? No, Macarena. That, I mean, what can be wrong about that? Everybody dances to that at a party when you're pissed up. It's about a girl called Macarena who she may rival Deirdre, to be fair, because when her bloke joins the army, she cheats on him with two blokes at the same time, two of his friends. So
at the same time,
Macarena is a slag.
Macarena is a slag.
You Are My Sunshine by Jimmy Davis. Now, again, another very sugary sweet love song. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You know that one?
Yeah, very, very sickly sweet. It's almost too sickly, Max, if anything.
Yeah. That's not about being in love with someone. It's about a man literally begging for his ex to come back to him after she's left him. Don't you take my sunshine away. Let's go back to The Police and a song I think was their first number one, Don't Stand So Close to Me. Yeah. I mean, it's hitting it right on the head because it's about a pedo teacher who doesn't want to get caught for his pedo antics with an underage student.
Right. Bloody hell.
One here for you, maybe. Don't Fear the Reaper by the Blue Oyster Cult.
Yep.
That's about a guy who tries to convince his girlfriend to commit suicide with him.
Yes.
Luca by Suzanne Vega. You may know that one.
The name
His
is
name is
rings a
Luca.
bell.
He lives on the second floor.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's about a little boy getting abused.
Fuck's sake.
Moonlight Shadow by Mark Oldfield. Carried away like a moonlight shadow.
Oh, yeah. I know that one, yeah.
That's a cracking song. It's about being murdered.
Right. Fuck me.
Another one you'll probably know, Jump by Van Halen.
Yep.
That's about a news report that David Lee Roth watched about a suicide jumper.
Okay.
So when he says you might as well jump,
yeah,
that's what he literally said to the news report.
I do know that song, when Dave Lee Roth wrote the lyrics and put some of it together, he was really fucking angry with Eddie Van Halen for putting that keyboard, the famous dun dun dun, and the cheery, happy keyboardy side to it. And for a while, he point blank refused to record the lyrics to it because it was so cheery and happy. So I imagine that drops into what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, they didn't get along anyway, did they? A lot of the time.
No, not really.
Another song that you'll probably know, My Sharona by the Knack. My Sharona. That's about the singer being infatuated with an underage girl. He yearns for the touch of the younger ones. Lola by the Kinks. You know that song?
Yeah, I think so.
La Lola.
Oh yes, of course, yes.
Yep. That's about a guy who loses his virginity to a trans woman.
Okay. Lovely.
And then this last one, I only know one of the songs, but the band Pearl Jam did a trilogy, and they called it the Mama San Trilogy. And now they've only played it live in order twice. So the first song is Alive. That's the one I know.
Huh?
Then they did a song called Once. And then they did a song called Footsteps. All on different albums, all at different times. So Alive starts the story, and that is where this teenage lad, his dad dies, and his mum is absolutely distraught. But she looks at her son and realizes that he is the spitting image of his dad, and then starts having
relations,
pedo incest fun with her son. Once, then the next song, Once, is then about how he can't come to terms with this abuse that's happening to him. He gets frustrated and he ends up going off the rails and killing a guy. And then Footsteps is about his experiences in prison, where he essentially gets prison raped and then killed. And it all stems from his mum pedoing him in the first place. And it's called the Mama San Trilogy. So I think we'll leave it on that happy note.
That's cheery as fuck, that, isn't it? Eh? Jesus wept. Oh, man. There's a couple that spring to my mind. One has got a bit of a... I don't know if it's hidden, but it's a bit of a different meaning to what you would anticipate for how cheery the song is. You're familiar with 99 Red Balloons magazine, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. I know that one. I know this one anyway.
Yeah, recorded. Funnily enough, actually, it went to number one, like a crazy amount of countries in its native German tongue. But for us, they re-recorded it in English because, that's how things are done here. But it's about the guitarist seeing a a Rolling Stones performance on television, and at the end of the performance, Mick Jagger released loads of balloons into the sky. And this performance was in Berlin or some part in Germany. I think it was Berlin. And he said that it got in his head then because it was the Cold War in the 80s and everyone was on edge and it was all tense about the politics between the Russians and America and who's going to blow who up first. Not much has fucking changed in 40 years, has it? But there we go.
No, it's got worse.
Yeah, and they thought, what about if these balloons float across Soviet airspace and the Russians mistake them for some kind of United States attack on their country and then fire some missiles back at the US? Mick Jagger releasing these balloons could cause a nuclear war, which, as daft and as silly as it sounds now, you place yourself back in, 83, 84-ish, that tension.
At the heart of the war,
And another one that, I mean, it's not hidden because it's there right in the meaning, but it surprises me how many rock and metal fans don't know this. The song Rime of the Ancient Mariner by Iron Maiden, it closed out their, I think it's 1985 album, Powerslave, and it's actually taken from a poem that a lot of people would have learned about in school called Rime of the Ancient Mariner. And the poem is, the song is basically them retelling the Ancient Mariner's story in this song. And there's lots of time changes and bits and bobs. But if you actually listen to the lyrics, it tells, the song's like 14 minutes long as well. It actually tells the whole story throughout the course of this whole record. But the amount of people you say that to and they go, is it really? Oh my goodness. But it's like literally in the name.
It makes it more weird when people sing along to songs like that, and it even though the words are coming out of their mouth, the brain doesn't engage. Like, whoa, this is fucking dark. This is very, very dark. Yeah.
And the whole vibe of that song is that there's a mariner, there's a sailor who kills an albatross. And the albatross apparently is some form of lucky charm. And it is also, this albatross was flying towards land whilst this sailing boat he was on was in trouble in a thick fog and bad weather. So it was guiding the ship towards land and he killed it. And then apparently because of that, the boat was cursed and they lost all their food and they all started dying and all this sort of stuff. It's thank you, my love. My wife bringing me a couple of drinks. Thank you very much. It's absolutely fantastic story, but it's a brilliant bit of songwriting to incorporate it into this song as well. Really worth a listen, especially if you've got the lyrics in front of you to follow along. Absolutely fantastic bit of storytelling. But it's amazing how many people that have even seen Iron Maiden live go, oh, I didn't know that. It's like,
can you not read?
Yeah, what is wrong with you? Yeah, but there we go, Max. I haven't got any more. But that was a substantial amount, wasn't it? A great list from
everybody.
Yourself and everyone on Twitter.
Mainly from me, but no, it was superb. Another topic where there was the potential that it might not hit, but everybody in the CWF has absolutely smashed out the park yet again. So we cannot thank you enough for that.
Oh, Dude Looks Like a Lady by Aerosmith. Everyone
I
thought
wonder
that
what
was
that's
about.
about.
Well, everyone thought it was about transsexuals, and everyone thought it was, there was actually people objecting to the song because they thought it was in recent years, saying, "Oh, why is he singing about this? It's not nice. It's not, It was never written about transsexuals or cross-dressers or anything like that. It was written about Motley Crue. It was written about the lead singer Vince Neil from Motley Crue because he used to do himself up. Like, everyone knows what Motley Crue looked like. It was glam rock of the 80s.
Very hairy, beary band.
Big blonde mop of hair Vince Neil had, and he wear the tight spandex and all this sort of stuff. And they see him at a bar, go up to approach this person from behind, turn around, and it was fucking Vince Neil rather than a girl they were going to pick up. So that's where the song "Dude Looks Like a Lady" comes from. But a lot of people thought it was about transsexuals and complaining about people cross-dressing and so on, which isn't the case at all.
People can't read between the lines. If it's not smacking them in the face, they can't get the hidden meaning.
There we go, mate. There we go. We'll have to scan through the chat, I think, Magsy, because we've had quite a few comments come in as we were doing this.
Yep, let's have a look. First, we'll go back to this one. We were talking about the Sunny Side Up video, and then Matt says him and Graham explaining to each of their married spouses about having to watch that video. Actually, Chris might be easier to explain to. Very true. Very, very true.
Chris has probably seen it, mate.
Can you imagine?
He's
Imagine?
an open-minded dude. That's all.
Yeah. Every time Chris and Matt are doing the no pants dance, Chris is thinking of Sonny.
That's a horrific thing to say.
And think. Graham says late lyrics submission from Good Cop Bad Cop. Yeah, we've covered that one. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Matt says got a jet, lads. Catch you later in the week on Good Cop Bad Cop, and provided schedules match up, Chronic Callum will be out next Tuesday, so look out for that.
Okay.
Graham then says, just realised in the reverse of this topic, I assume the brown art of the brown-eyed girl in Van Morrison's song was a reference for a chocolate starfish, but alas, no. But then what about the Boney M song, Brown Girl in the Ring? That's more of a alluding to somebody's body hole, surely. Tra-la-la-la-la.
Anyway.
Graham then says, Deirdre, the Coronation Street back. I mean, look at this. I can't understand the slander on poor Deirdre Barlow's name. Look, I mean, Steve McDonald has shagged everything that wears knickers in that show. Is he branded as a slag? No. Deirdre has took maybe 4 or 5.
We know of.
What was filmed, all the rest, like just behind the scenes, yeah. At it, hammer and tongue.
Every time there's like a tea break, she comes back on set and a different cameraman each time is looking quite flustered.
Yeah, and every time she walks, you can just hear a whistle. Just because and you get a waft of prawn.
Oh, why? Why are you like that?
Don't tell me you've never imagined Deirdre Barlow's prawn smell.
I have not, mate. I have not.
Well, you don't know what you're missing.
I fucking hate Coronation Street. It's not a show I watch.
I'm not telling you to watch it.
Fish, that is.
Jesus, the manliest woman in the history of the world.
Yeah.
Graham says, Side mags are like Ann and Nick to Chris Mangle, providing morning entertainment. Is that Ann and Nick like off Good Morning Britain?
Yeah.
She's now a massive racist, isn't she? On
Anne Diamond.
Yeah, on either GB News or Talk TV, one of those.
Is she? Oh, that's a shame. I thought she was like good. Well, it's a shame, yes.
Chris says they have Al Stewart on Home and Away, and we don't mess with them.
Yeah, fair enough. Take on one of the lesser firms in Australia, like Round the Twist or Flying Doctors.
Whoa! Don't you dare go for Round the Twist. Round the Twist.
Not me going for Round the Twist. I'm not going for Round the Twist. It's Chris and
we'll
his
fall out.
Hooligans.
We'll fall out if you ever go for Round the Twist. That was a quality show.
Storming that lighthouse.
Yeah. Graham says last recorded flashing was Matt Lewis on Five Nerds podcast, allegedly. I mean, was that before or was it after Chris?
I don't know. I think Chris was later, wasn't it? Because I never heard about the Matt one, but the Chris one I was there for.
Okay. I'm sure we'll get confirmation from Matt and or Chris. Graham then says, me singing the Wurzels needs clipping. I mean, you could have left it 10 minutes and me singing to pretty much every other song could also be clipped. You could release an album of my clippings. Go for it. Make some money off it. Graham says the sheep at Emmerdale, I bet they've got some stories to tell. Sheeps with arseholes like wizard sleeves.
Yeah, mate. Those bloody dingles.
Connor says, I love punk, but it's got to be the underground, anti-government, anti-establishment punk. Pop punk is just all right. And he says, a great true punk album is Recipe for Hate by Bad Religion. Lots of songs about big government and religion and how they both control the masses. Connor's a dark horse, I think. I can see him like, we're not gonna take it.
A bit of Twisted Sister, yeah. I love Twisted Sister.
And then like burning a church down.
No, that's another one actually. Under the Blade by Twisted Sister. It actually got banned initially on release in the mid-'80s because Twisted Sister were one of these bands that Ronald Reagan's wife was going after, the PMRC, the Parents Against Musical whatever.
Yeah.
Because they assumed it was about stabbing people. Under the Blade. It was actually written by Dee Schneider, the lead singer, about his guitarist's throat surgery.
Oh wow!
And when he showed them the lyrics,
again,
he had to go to
didn't
court
read
and prove
between
it,
the lines.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
he had to go to court and prove it, and then it got released. Yeah.
Connor says the song "Pub Tuck Kicks" is about a school shooting. Yeah, I mentioned that.
Yeah.
The one of the singer's friends was actually a victim of Columbine, so that's where the inspiration for the song come up. But he knew he couldn't get it past the record company, so he disguised it as an upbeat pop song. Sharon keeping us abreast of the football news, saying Italy are beating Norway 1-0. Then Connor says
that wording on purpose because it's the women's football.
No, I didn't even know it's the women's football. So, see, dirty man, you sir, dirty man.
I apologise.
Connor says, I'm getting the common theme that all rockers are nonsense. No. They're just like writing songs about nonsense. They never put the nonsense in a good light, do they? There's no song like saying, "Oh, wasn't Jimmy Savile great?" They were slagging him off, but they just like to tell the story. A Pearl Jam song about incest. Why am I not surprised? I mean, they also did a song called Jeremy, which was about incest as well, weren't it? Or abuse or something along those lines.
Jeremy snapped and went on a shooting spree, didn't he? He was picked on at school and all that sort of stuff. And Chris then says, I think Deirdre went to Deb's shop on Christmas Eve for shopping and didn't return until Christmas afternoon. Round the twist, I've had it. Bronson doesn't scare us. Yeah, but it's brilliant. And after Sam made a tit of himself by his horrific comment, it's now 1-1 in the women's football side. There we go. Fantastic stuff. Thank you so much to everyone again for joining us here live on Chain Wrestling on our different evening this week of the Wednesday. Thank you so much for that. Maxie, speaking of women's competitive sport, we should dive on into a bit of women's wrestling, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Let's get ready to rumble!
So. Speaking of it, England are playing tomorrow night, aren't they? England ladies. Do you watch the women's Euros, Maxie? You've been watching the tournament?
No, I've caught some of them, but I haven't been watching religiously.
Okay, I watched quite a bit of it. The England games, of course, are always good fun because it's England. Spain looked good. The French have looked good as well.
Yeah, didn't we tub Wales like 8-1?
6-1, I think it was.
6-1.
Wales are fucking shit, mind.
Yeah, but their goal was good.
Yeah, that goal was good. Yeah.
But yeah, England were amazing in that game.
Yes, they were very, very poor against the French. Very poor indeed. But we're getting down. We're in the quarterfinals now, starting tonight, and the next few nights. England are on tomorrow night as well. So yeah, looking forward to watching that game. Come on, England, come on. Anyway, that is now, and we are not talking about now. We are talking about the 2nd of May, 1987. How's that for a segue? That was quite good, wasn't it? Oh,
amazing.
We are heading to the AWA and Super Clash 2, the second event in the 3 that they'd had, where Vern Gagne was desperately trying to battle the WWF, fight back against their expansion, sometimes with the help of the Texas wrestling companies, the USWA and all that sort of stuff. Super Clash 2 was an AWA only event. And yeah, they all didn't work. But there we go. The match we're looking at is for the AWA Women's title. And we have Sherry Martel versus Medusa McGillicuddy. No, what's her name? Michelli. There we go. Obviously,
McGillicuddy. That's a totally different kind of wrestling.
That is, isn't it? That is. Obviously, Sherry we know from being, Sherry Martel, of course. Medusa, some people may know her better as Alundra Blaze in the WWF, or still as Medusa, but in a different role, kind of in WCW and so on. Magsy, have you seen this before? And
No.
go on. No. Okay.
No. Just for context, can you remind me? I mean, I vaguely remember how you got to this link last week, but can you remind me what made you pick this specific match?
Then I wanted to see more of Sherry because she was brilliant in the
Right.
match that we watched last week.
Okay. And how did you get to this particular match, though?
Because Sherry was in the she was ringside, sorry, for Michaels versus.
Yeah, no, I understand that part. I'm understand.
Yeah.
I want to know how you got to this particular match.
No.
So,
Oh.
what was the logistics? What did you do to find this match?
Well, I googled best sensational Sherry matches.
Okay, and what came up?
I think this was like number 2 or 3.
So remember that, folks. This is the second or potentially third best ever sensational Sherry match. Carry on, sir.
I think I can tell by your tone and the way you're behaving that we might disagree a little bit about how good this is.
I mean, let the cards lay as they will.
Okay. I will put it out there right now. I don't think this is the greatest match I've ever seen. We need to remember the restrictions on the performers and so on. However, it's decent enough, but we'll get into it. That doesn't work on the podcast version. Mouthing "it's wank" doesn't help the people listening on the podcast version later in the week. You know that, don't you?
Well, luckily you explained what I was doing.
Indeed. The thing that strikes me first of all, Mags, is the ridiculous hair that both ladies are sporting.
Well,
huge,
something
crazy
strikes
80s
me.
hair.
Something strikes me way before that. It happens within the first 2 seconds of the video.
Okay.
Sherry Martel calls a fan a bitch.
Yes.
I mean, I'll show my hand now. I thought this match was absolute gash. The only saving grace for me was the fact that Sherry gave the fans so much shit. I mean, there's even one point where she goes to actually clatter a fan. But the match is gash. This is a horrific. This is an embarrassment. If this is your third or second best ever match, you should not be a wrestler. But let's get into it. Let's see how.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Yeah, okay. The crowd are all chanting "Sherry sucks." She's obviously the heel going into this, and the champion as well. And she's accompanied to the ring by Doug Summers, pretty boy. I think they said his name was Doug Summers.
Yeah, I mean
he's not very pretty.
It's doing a lot of heavy lifting, isn't it? Calling him pretty boy.
Yes, the association there was that he was tagging with Buddy Landau in the AWA. And Sherry was their manager when they were tag champs a couple of times. So they're like a little stable together over the course of the years.
The Foglies were called.
Yes, that's exactly what they were called. You can still get the merchandise now. There's a lot of crowd work at the beginning of this, isn't there? A lot of stalling for the first few minutes. Which I don't mind. Because the crowd are wild, they're into it. So I can appreciate playing against that.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen experts at wrestlers being able to use the crowd to delay stuff. We've watched many Ric Flair matches. He was absolute god at giving less is more. The King, Jerry Lawler, brilliant at using the crowd to delay stuff. This went on for fucking ever, didn't it? I think we were about 6 minutes in, and Sherry's still getting out of the ring to yell at the crowd, telling the ref off. It was very long. The match was.
Were you just in a bad mood when you press play or something?
No, listen. It's the most basic of. This is trainee level wrestling. I don't think that. I like Sherry, working in WWF and some of her work in WCW. If this is what she was like as a wrestler, you can tell the improvement from going up to the big leagues, because she's almost cosplaying as somebody who can whip the crowd into a frenzy. She's not good at it at all. She literally tells them to shut up 70 times.
Yeah.
That's it. Then when we get to the wrestling, she bails out of the ring multiple times. Again, a tactic we've seen used to great effect by other wrestlers. Not in this match. It's absolutely fucking tedious. It's so boring. We do finally get into the ring, and what move dominates this match? A fucking armbar. They must do 15 armbars in the whole match.
Hang on. Right.
It's like watching bear hugs.
Because it's not like watching bear hugs.
It's worse.
No fucking chance.
They led down.
No, hang on, because
they led down on the mat.
Right. But that's obviously the story they're trying to tell here, is that Sherry is targeting her arm. So she applies different holds on the arm until, of course, we get an injury to Medusa's ribs. And then she switches up and starts working the ribs more. That makes perfect sense.
The story that's being told is Medusa was green as goose shit and couldn't wrestle at this time. And Sherry was not in a state where she could carry Medusa to a decent match. So they just rest holded the fuck out of 16 bastard minutes.
Oh, okay. I like when they tie up at the beginning and we get the whole Medusa, the babyface overpowers the heel, throws her to the floor. The crowd pop wild for that, don't they? They really enjoyed that, didn't they?
I mean, yeah, but we're talking about an 80s crowd who were, thick as pig shit. They still thought wrestling were bloody real back in them days. Did you see half the crowd? Did you see half of them? They were morons. Absolute morons.
Dear me. I think you're being... Again, I'm not trying to defend this as being an absolute clinic, but...
Good, because you would be lying.
Well, I think you're being incredibly unfair. I don't think it's that bad.
I don't think I am.
Oh, dear me. We get a few arm drags and takedowns.
Do we?
A bit of a snap
no,
on
I miss those. I miss those arm drags and arm bars and lying down and rest holds. When were they in the match? Because the pace that I watched it at, this was like watching Lucha Libre AAA stuff.
Oh dear. Medusa, supposedly the babyface, when she does get a little bit of a comeback attempt, she does it by clawing Sherry's face, though, which is quite a heel thing to do, isn't it? And there's quite a bit of hair grabbing as well by Medusa.
I feel that's because she didn't know how to wrestle.
Yeah, this is quite early in her career, isn't it?
Yeah, so the minuscule amount of research I did about this pre-match was that she was only a couple of months into her career.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And then Sherry was essentially a month away from ditching the AWA and going to WWF anyway.
Right.
So in hindsight, this should have been the time that they put the belt on Medusa, because even though she was absolutely horrific in the ring and an embarrassment to wrestling, she was over as a babyface. People absolutely loved her. And Sherry could get a crowd to hate her. So it would have been the ideal time to do a title switch. But the Gagne didn't want to do it at this time, and they ended up having to do basically vacating the title because Sherry ended up leaving.
Gagne made some odd choices and stuff like that, didn't he? He didn't like, again, from what I've read and heard and so on, he didn't like too many title changes on one show, which I can understand. We're still present day we talk about, and I don't want to change up too much in one go. But it's not like now where they run a pay-per-view like every 4 weeks. So if it doesn't happen at WrestleMania, it might happen at Backlash or something like that. These events that were televised and the bigger events and so on, like their Christmas specials, they might only have 1 or 2 a year.
Yeah.
So I know on this card, this is when Kurt Hennig in the main event wins his only AWA world title. Mr. Perfect wins it from Nick Bockwinkel, and that was a big deal at the time. It was a massive deal for the AWA to switch it from Bockwinkel to Kurt Hennig. So they didn't want to change the women's singles title on the same show. But when you explain that then she left and they had to vacate the belt, it makes it look like such a crazy decision, doesn't it?
But didn't they also, for that main event, they held up the title? So Kurt didn't actually end up being the champion at the end of it. The title was held up because of the Zbyszko cheating or whatever. Because I think Zbyszko was with Kurt Hennig, weren't he? So yeah. So they didn't even do that as a title change, which again is a ridiculous Garnier decision. But the worst decision was putting these two in the ring together and thinking that it would be good.
Oh dear.
It wasn't.
We get a test the strength spot, which is something that
it's always fun.
Well, it's not ever fun. I don't find that fun at all. But
do you know what is fun about it though? 2 women doing it.
Yeah, I find that really unusual. Two women, even though there's so much more women's wrestling available now, and we see a lot more of it. You don't see that, do you?
No, and there was no need for it. It was just a vehicle for shenanigans, as the whole match was, really. To be fair,
okay. Sherry breaks that with a headbutt, which I thought was quite nice. Quite simple but effective. She then hits a drop kick and applies a sort of camel clutch kind of submission move before doing they called it almost a surfboard, but it wasn't quite. But it was still working on the ribs and the back area, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was kind of like a surfboard, but a surfboard is where you lie on your back and then you lift your opponent up.
It's just rocking up on her arms, wasn't it?
Yeah, this was more like she was setting her up for a stomp or something like that. But it was just more. It was more rest hold maneuvers because Medusa couldn't wrestle, so Sherry had to keep her pinned down.
The step over toe hold, then. Again, I didn't mind this too much. We get the step over toe hold, which then, Medusa applies, but then she'll roll over in the move to flip Sherry and slam her opponent in the same moment. That was quite good. That
was probably one of the highlights in a terrible match.
Okay. Medusa also applies an arm wringer and then puts her leg across Sherry's leg.
Yeah, kind of like the cross arm breaker, the Alberto Del Rio one.
Almost, but this one is the initial takedown part of it because she kind of rolls with Sherry into the takedown. Yeah. I thought that was quite good as well. That was quite inventive.
Yeah. I mean, some of the arm bars weren't standard one. There's one where Sherry Martel is pushing into Medusa's face with her boots while she's doing an armbar. It was a change from the regular armbars, but it doesn't hide the fact that out of the 11 and a half minutes of this match, 6 of them were in armbars.
Okay.
More than half of the match.
That's it. I'm just playing devil's advocate here just for a moment.
Oh, are you now?
If I don't know, say for example a Gunter, or going back a little bit, a Kurt Angle or a Bret Hart worked on someone's arm for the majority of a match. I mean, Arn Anderson used to do it a great deal. Both the Andersons actually, but it used to be their thing before Arn started tagging with Tully. They would focus on the opponent's arm. That was always their game plan.
Yeah,
so it made sense going back to the armbar again and again. It all made sense. Why does it not make sense for you here?
Were there any points where the damage to the arm hindered how Medusa wrestled? Did she sell that arm injury?
Okay, no, okay. The selling by Medusa, I agree with you with. She should have sold the arm a lot more. That would have helped with the telling of the story that they were maybe going for. But you pointed out yourself just then that she's only a couple of months into her career, which I wasn't aware of. Which makes me think now Sherry's performance is even better because of having to carry Medusa through this.
I don't know how you've got to that conclusion. You have proper S Club 7'd and reached for that, haven't you?
Fucking hell. Sherry applies the head scissors for a while as well.
Not for a
before
while,
Medusa-
for a long time. For a long time.
That did go
The
on.
most interesting part about that head scissors was you could see where Sherry's boots were kind of falling apart. They were
She needed a new set, didn't she?
Yeah, they were all scuffed and
yeah.
hanging off at the bottom.
Didn't play well.
And also,
in the AWA.
wasn't she very Hulk Hogan looking?
Oh yeah. I don't mean tanned and bald.
No.
I mean like red and yellow.
And also, when she was doing her arm bars, her yellow pants kept kind of sliding down to reveal those huge white granny knickers that she was wearing.
I thought initially, the first time I saw that, I thought she had the old. Well, I say the old. They still do it now. Oh, she's hurt her ribs, so they tape them up.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was.
They were just huge knickers.
Yeah, massive pants. Medusa, we're coming to the finish now, Maxie, don't worry. Medusa then picks up. Sherry picks up. Medusa picks up Sherry. Fuck me, I'm all over the place now. And goes on a really, really fast airplane spin with a pretty vicious looking slam at the end. That looked quite good.
Was it a vicious slam, or did she just not know how to end the move and just let her go and Sherry crumpled into a ball?
Shall we say a vicious landing then? Because that
it was a
insinuates
brutal
Medusa
landing.
had no control.
Yeah.
She goes to cover, and she's covering Sherry for more than 3 seconds. Where's the referee? Oh no! The ref is distracted by naughty Doug Summers on the outside. Eventually, Medusa jumps up and goes to tell them off and get the referee's attention.
Well, she goes to slap Doug, and he just essentially stands there and goes, "I fucking dare you! You do realise this is the 80s, and I will smack a bitch.
I will wallop you back." Meanwhile, Sherry gathers her senses, hits the roll up of doom with a handful of tights, pins the as now I'm aware, inexperienced babyface challenger, and retains the AWA women's title for another week or two before fucking off for more money and hopefully a new pair of boots in New York. Magsy, out of 10 then, and your final thoughts, what have you got for us?
So we've actually glossed over what I thought was unironically the best part of this match. So in one of the many arm bars, Medusa actually gets her foot on the ropes. Now you would think that is a rope break, and the Sherry would have a 5 count to relinquish the hold. Oh no, the referee, I think he was called Rich Frisk, which is a weird name for a referee. He boots Medusa's leg off of the ropes as if to say, "Not on my watch. You are not getting out of this armbar. We, the fans, have come to see 6 minutes of armbars, and you are not ripping us off of that." This match was
escaping at 4 minutes 30.
People, ignore what Sar's going to say. He has got his black and white coloured glasses on. He absolutely adores anything that has to be retouched up with colour to make it look realistic. This match was gash. And if this is in the top 3 of Sherry Martel's best matches, that's why she was a manager in WWF and WCW. It's horrific. It is basic. This should be taken off the internet. I'm giving this a fucking 0 because I'm disgusted in it.
What?
It's a 0. It's terrible. It's a terrible. In fact, no. That is hard. I'll give it a 1 because at least they tried to do something. It's a 1.
Fucking hell. I just think you've got sour grapes because you want to watch Savage versus Steamman.
I mean, I did want to watch that, but this match is also horrific, so that's unbiased. There was no bias in my choice. Whereas you are now going to show bias and go, "Oh, it's a 7. I give this match a 7."
No. I'm going to be realistic.
An 8.
I an 8. I was really hoping this was going to be much better than it was.
And see, so you tried to sugarcoat it when really, it was a big old bag of pants.
It's a big old bag of big sherry pants.
Yes.
It's okay. Let me go through a few things first before I actually then give my proper summary. I think you've got to take into consideration it's the time it is. Sherry is obviously not the most talented in-ring performer going. Medusa, as you mentioned, I was completely unaware of that. Medusa had only been in business a couple of months. That puts a little bit of a different spin on it in my head. I think they try and tell a story, but then at the same time self-destruct their own story with the lack of selling from Medusa. I think a lot of things they do, whereas it may not be overly exciting, does kind of make sense for what they're trying to do. I think Sherry's a great heel, and it shows that her heel work and her shouting outside the ring is a strength, and that's why she goes on to be a good manager.
I mean, in this match, I don't think that's true, though, because she just... When she was in WWF and WCW, she was really good at being very witty with the crowd. In this, she literally just tells them to shut up multiple times.
Yeah.
There's no cleverness there, apart from the one part where she tries to cold cock one of the fans. And also the start where she calls one of them a bitch, literally 2 seconds into the video.
Yeah. I think maybe, and again, I'm not going to try and dress this match up for what it isn't. I'll get to my score in a moment, and it's going to be lower than you anticipate, Maxie. Trust me. But I think maybe some blame here can lie on the shoulders of Vern Gagne.
Like all of the blame,
giving them as long as he did. With how popular Medusa was and Sherry was fucking off anyway, like you said, Magsy, if they'd have had 5 minutes, 6 minutes, cut down some of the rest holds and gone with a couple of the bigger spots, and then we had the title change, that crowd would have been wild for that.
Yeah, that would have been a better match. This match exposes Medusa for being so green.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the outcome is completely wrong. It's the biggest event they're putting on of the year, and the heel champion leaves with the title when the crowd obviously are ready for a title change. I've got a 3.5, Maxie.
That's 350% more than it deserves.
It's how should I word it? It's a snippet in time that I don't think does anyone any favors. But we have seen worse.
Wrestling has moved on from this. Wrestling has moved on from this.
Yes, indeed. Magsy, where would you like to go next week if your option in the poll wins? From Sherry Martel and Medusa in the AWA, how will you link from there to your choice for next week's poll?
Yeah. So again, folks, that was in the top 3 of Sherry Martel's best ever matches. That left a very bitter taste in my mouth, and I think it does women's wrestling a disservice because we haven't covered a lot of women's wrestling on this show. So I think we should right a very ridiculous wrong. So I looked up for the best women's matches ever, and I got to a website called The Sportster. And they claim, and I am very tempted to agree with them, that the best women's match ever is Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley from WrestleMania 39. So I want to link with women's wrestling and go the opposite end of the spectrum to some good women's wrestling and go to WrestleMania 39 Charlotte Flair versus Rhea freaking Ripley?
Well, I can guarantee you'll be getting my wife's vote. She is a massive Rhea Ripley fan, as is Charlie and so on as well. So you'll be getting their votes on Twitter, no doubt. That's a great shout, Maxie. And I like your thought process as well. You know, going from something
Just to
dated
take
and
that
shit
horrific taste away. Yeah, and we don't actually cover a lot of modern wrestling, do we? I mean, it's usually in that Attitude Era to maybe the Golden Era to the Age of Methuselah, like you tend to pick. We don't normally bring it right up to date. So yeah, let's go for that, folks, to take the horrible taste away.
How many years ago was WrestleMania 39? Is that 4 years?
Well,
5?
3. We're on WrestleMania 41 just happened, didn't it? So
3 years then. Okay, so yeah, it's very recent, isn't it? Yeah, okay.
And
okay,
that's a rematch as well from the match they had at WrestleMania 36 when Charlotte took the NXT Women's Championship from Rhea.
Yes.
So yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Maxie, you constantly dig at me about looking at older wrestling and more dated wrestling and so on. Yes, I really enjoy the historical aspect and the nostalgia. But I also like to think I provide a service. I like to think that I educate fans to some of the things that were good. Now, Sherry and Medusa has let me down this week, and I apologise to you. But this week, Maxie, I'm not going back much further than you. This week, I am also using women's wrestling as the incredibly vague, open-ended link.
There's no rules. It's as tenuous as the link is. It still links.
We could do this with on the other side of the coin. It'd be ridiculous.
Two men.
We're using men's wrestling as the link.
That's one you can always keep in your back pocket in case you can't think of a link, but you really want to cover a match.
Yes. I don't know because I can't really remember it that clearly, but I don't think this match is as good a wrestling contest as the one you have chosen. However, I felt the match we just watched was quite short of excitement. It was quite short of spectacle. And it felt like it should have been a bigger event than it actually was, with a potential title change, etc., etc. So I want to tick those boxes instead. So I've gone for something that was an event, gone for something that was a spectacle, gone for something that was naturally exciting because of the nature of it. And I've gone for something that's lost on the poll before, and we're going to see if it wins this time. I would like to go back to 2018, which is only 7 years ago, Magsy, which is ridiculous by my aspects, and look at the very first Women's Royal Rumble match. Okay. Now, I think that gives us loads of ways of linking out again afterwards, but also, because it's 7 years ago, it's still recent. But it's still long ago enough to look at some of the legends that are in it and some of the talent that were under contract then and see where they are now. I mean, that could make for a really interesting discussion.
Yeah. And also some of the wrestlers and how they've grown in those 7 years to where
different
they are,
gimmicks and
to where they are now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be happy with either of those picks, folks. But never shall we ever put a Sherry Martel matchup ever again.
Probably, I'm probably going to agree with you there, sadly. Those are your options for next week. As always, the poll will be up on our Twitter account at @chain_wrestling on Twitter there. Make sure you're voting, retweeting, etc. to decide what the wrestling part of our show is going to be about next week. And your options are Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley from WrestleMania 39, or from 2018, the very first Women's Royal Rumble match. Maxie, that's all we got from that. You got a road story for us, my friend?
I certainly have.
What do you got for us, mate?
So I chanced upon an article by a guy called Richard Steinberg recently. And for those who
That's my
don't
pen name.
know, is it?
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
he
it's not.
doesn't look like you. He hasn't got as a cracking pair of jugs as you. Now, for those who don't know, Richard Steinberg was actually a former WCW and Turner Broadcasting executive. He worked for the director of marketing services, and he's got a few interesting tales about his time in WCW.
I bet.
But there was one, not one of the more salacious and ridiculous stories, but one that kind of got me thinking of just how ordinary wrestlers can be. A lot of wrestlers are put on pedestals and they're looked up as heroes, but they're just as fallible as us normal blokes. So he tells a story about ex WCW World Champion Ron Simmons and how he was notorious for not being good with his money. So he would come into the WCW office every few weeks, collect his paychecks, but somehow his money would have miraculously all disappeared before he got home with it. So after a while, it was a regular occurrence that his wife, Lottie, would ring the office to make sure that WCW had paid Ron his salary, because he obviously lost his money or spent it or whatever, and then said, "No, damn, I didn't get paid this week." So after a few months of this going on, Lottie actually got fed up of listening to Ron's bullshit. So she started coming down to the WCW office to physically collect Ron Simmons' paychecks. And it actually became a bit of a game between the members of the office staff. And they would bet on who would turn up to collect his check, who would get there first, whether it would be Ron or whether it would be Lottie.
Okay.
And Richard says he would always bet $5 on Lottie turning up first. He said, and more often than not, he was right, because she would be at the building before the office staff opened up to collect the money before Ron could get there. So my road story this week is Ron Simmons being like the majority of us men and needing his wife to control his finances.
Fucking hell. That is brilliant. I wonder what he was doing between home and the office.
It was either drinking or playing cards with JBL, or maybe he was just spending it on hookers.
Maybe. Hookers
Damn.
and cocaine. I love that. That's great. He worked in a Coca-Cola factory, didn't he?
Who Ron Simmons
Or
did?
warehouse. I think so. If I got this right.
Wow.
He had quit wrestling and gone and worked. I think it's Ron Simmons. Gone and worked for Pepsi or Coca-Cola in like a warehouse or factory environment.
Yeah, in Atlanta.
Yeah. And that's when he left that job to go to the WWF. He'd retired from wrestling, and Bruce Pritchard had to go get him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And that's why he wasn't in the best physical shape when he rocked up to WWF.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a warehouse manager for Coca-Cola.
Yeah, brilliant. Love it. Awesome stuff. Magsy, should we have a quick scan through anything new in the chat before we depart this evening?
So we've got Sharon telling us it's 1-1. Connor, if you have any Punk-related requests, I'm assuming that is, or questions they can probably answer. And then Sharon tells us that Italy have gone through.
Oh, okay.
So there we go. Could be playing Italy in the next round. And then she then says, yes, Mags, my two favourite ladies. I mean, Charlotte Flair was this close this week to be getting in Hall of Fame for interview antics over the week. So she's probably not one of my favourites, to be fair.
I missed this then very quickly. What does she do?
Okay, so do you remember recently she had the match at WrestleMania with Tiffany Stratton?
Yes.
In the build up to that, she went off script in the face-to-face interviews, started essentially trying to bully Tiffany, and then in the next face-to-face, Tiffany went off script herself and started talking about how she's Charlotte's 0-3 in marriages.
Yes.
Yep. And then Charlotte said, well, that you Ludwig Kaiser can't stay out of my DMs, all that kind of stuff. So she, I think it was with Ariel Helwani. I'm not 100% sure. Or it might have been the one with The Undertaker. She did an interview where she was crying that people overly harsh on her in promos and going for real life situations as fodder for ammunition against her is cruel. But she started it by going in Tiffany Stratton. So it's like she has an obsession with hiding behind the Ashley Flair human and trying to cover up for the things that Charlotte Flair is doing. If you understand what I mean, she just to her, it's a personal dig at me. But when she's doing it to someone else, that's the wrestling business. You're allowed to do it. So she's a bit marred, and it's like she can give it, but she can't take it. So yeah, that's true of her recently.
Not a great look, mate. Not a great look indeed. But I'll tell you what is a great look, Magsy. Your videos on TikTok. So let everyone know whereabouts they can find you online, my friend.
Do you know, I haven't done any for a couple of weeks, and I should really get back to them. So you can find me on TikTok. I think this is the TikTok link down here. I mean, for those on the listening, it is at Podfarmer Mags. You'll find chicken videos, weight loss videos, and just anything that really pops to my mind, really. I do also have a Twitter, and it is signed up on my computer because I am an adult and I can multitask, and that's at Podfather Mags. Other than that, ring me up or come to my house, knock on my door if you want to contact me. I will set the dogs on your door.
You need to prepare yourself for quite the trek once you get past the first set of gates because the driveway is substantially long across all that land.
It may be getting substantially longer.
Well, yeah. Also, Maxie, I just want to quickly shout out, it was part of my intro this week, but the intro got ruined by internet issues. I mentioned how lean you are looking. It's very good, mate. You're losing weight. You're looking sharp, my friend. It's very good.
So, it's 6.5 stone now, I think, around that. Yeah,
that's impressive. That's impressive. Well done, my friend. Well done.
Which way to the Swans?
Is that what the young kids say now? Hench? Is that the?
I mean, not the young ones. That's a very old word. But
peng? Is it peng as well?
Oh, I'm very peng. But welcome to the gun show.
Welcome to the
kiss, bang, bang.
Show. There we go, indeed. Anything I'm involved in, you can find and follow via the network that carries this show, and that's at SJP World Media on all your podcast platforms, players, and providers. Go and search it out. You get the main feed if you find SJP World Media, and on there's all the shows that we do. Like we mentioned Chronic Callum earlier on with Matt Lewis and Callum as well. Fantastic stuff they do. And we have Tyler Peters with Tyler's Takedowns and Tyler Talks Music, looking at wrestling and the music show, of course, as well. Wrestling News Time Machine, of course, that I do with our good friend Morty. If you like the nonsense that Mags and I talk, give Friday a try. It's more nonsense. Effectively.
I mean, whatever your interest, you don't even have to be particularly interested in wrestling. There's so much great stuff on the network. Doctor Who, video games. a plethora of just amazing stuff. So yeah, we have got a content provider that you will enjoy.
Indeed. And if you decide there is a particular show you like, but you don't want to listen to other topics, for example, we have a lot of people who enjoy science fiction, so they listen to the Doctor Who pod, but they're not necessarily wrestling fans. You tend to find if you find something on the main feed, SJP World Media, most of those shows have their own feed, so you can go back and easily find their whole back catalogue uninterrupted from start to finish. So make sure you're checking that out. And again, all these shows on the social medias as well, Blue Sky, Twitter, X, etc., 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 at SJP World Media. But most importantly, you can find and follow this show itself on Blue Sky, Facebook, Twitter. I think that's it. There is a Instagram, I think. There is a TikTok.
There's a TikTok as well.
Yeah, there's an SJP
TikTok. You did reply to a message that I sent maybe 5 or 6 months ago.
Yes, I did. Didn't I? With a little smiley face.
You did.
Yeah, I did. It was an image of cheese rolling in Gloucester, and I put a smiley face next to it. Yeah. So there is an SJP World Media Twitter. The rest of it I wouldn't bother with. Sorry, TikTok. The rest of it I wouldn't bother with, like Instagram and all that. Don't really know how to use it. So there we go. And you can find it at chain_wrestling all over the place there. So yeah, there we go, mate. Lovely. Magsy, have had a glorious time. This has been loads of fun.
Despite the match.
Despite the match, indeed, because that was not the best.
It was wank.
It was wank, yes. I want to thank everyone in the chat, of course, everyone who listens on the audio podcast version, everyone who's commented, joined in, tweeted.
All of you.
You're absolutely fantastic. You're wonderful. The lot of you, absolutely glorious people. We love you lots. Love you lots and lots and lots. Yeah, I've got to go off now, Magsy, and prepare to go to Sheffield for the weekend because me and my wife are heading for a book signing, which is going to be nice.
Amazing.
I'll speak to you next week, my friend.
I would rather watch a Stalker match than this match again.